There's no way that I can get in front of everything that they're going to, face. Sometimes it just has to be like, well, let's deal with it when we get there. That's me.
Yeah, because you know what? You can go down a million roads. I mean, I think where we are, my thought on this is to communicate in your family. Just be communicative. Like really sit down and really talk about, hey, the world is rough out there. No matter what you come up against, you are going to be able to get through it with the support of our family. There's nothing that you can't do where we don't love you. Like I always told my son, listen, son, if you do something illegal, mama gonna stand by you. She's not gonna let you get away with it. Mama gonna stand by you and we're gonna love you regardless. But I think it's all about making sure that you let people know that they are loved, because a lot of the time these addictions are tied into the feeling of not being loved and not having any kind of hope. And so when people are really searching for that, they're trying to replace that love. I'm no therapist, I ain't no Joe, but I do know when they're missing something in their lives, this is when these addictions start really uh, encroaching up on people's lives. And I think that we have to address that as the families just by instilling that love and
I agree.
instilling knowing that they have a good support system. Tiara, do you think that I'm off on that?
She didn't hear you because she
Oh,
was
she
out.
didn't hear me. Okay, Yolanda, do you think I'm off on that?
No, you're not off because this is a conversation that I personally just had with my son, and this is a conversation that I've had with him for many years about self love and making sure that he recognized what addiction is. Because I personally didn't know I had an addiction until I dated someone who had an addiction. Yeah. So I didn't know my addiction to food, for instance, was the same as a drug addict. In some instance. So with my kiddo, I remember one time he was getting a little bit too chunky. All right. And I was like, that's when I started having the addiction conversations with him, like trying to regulate his food, exercise, being a little bit more balanced. And anytime we do talk, and I know what you're saying, Micah, it is exhausting trying to like pinpoint every little, you can't touch every little thing. You kind of like have to go through things as they come along. As they come along, you address it. So with my kiddo, I do tell him always to love himself deeply. And if he going to do that shit, make sure he do it because he wants to do it, not because somebody else wants him to do it. And also to also recognize addiction and always try to be balanced in everything that you do. Because there's nothing wrong with gambling, but you have to have a balance. That's it.
There's nothing wrong with anything as long as you keep it in check. But I won't
Correct.
say that not anything, but you know what I mean,
I know.
right?
Check
So like
yourself before you wreck yourself. That's what's
right,
up.
right. That's right. I agree. So listen, we're gonna start winding this down. I kind of got a little off track there because I got into this conversation. But before we actually go into our final thoughts, I do want to share with you this is the last Friday of February, and it is the last day of Black History Month.